So, good evening, YouTube. I've had a wonderful day. I hope everyone's had a wonderful Monday. Apparently, I'm a raging alcoholic just because I like a beer on holiday. Apparently, that's illegal. You're not allowed to do that while you're on holiday. So many salty people, but there we go. I ain't going to change for no one. But I am going to talk about Granit Xhaka. And if you've got sensitive ears or you're a little bit of a snowflake, it's probably best you leave the stream because I'm going to go full ham on this geezer. The geezer is an absolute disgrace to the badge. Now, before I get into that, I will say this. You drink at home. Listen, who cares? Who cares? It's my life, brother. Do what I want. But anyway, before I get into going in on Granit Xhaka, I do want to say, right, I do want to say this. I put an Instagram post up earlier. I deliberately did not tag Granit Xhaka because I think tagging him is a little bit muggy. I think the abuse that he's received for him and his wife is disgusting. I think that the death threats that he's had and all the other stuff that's gone with it over the last year or so, where people are actively seeking him out on Instagram and Twitter. Well, he's not on Twitter, but on Instagram and stuff like that. I think that's way overboard. That is bang out of order. It's all well and good not liking the geezer as a footballer. You don't go onto his Instagram and start giving him death threats and start abusing his wife and like sticking it on his kids and stuff like that. That is going to go and abuse him and his wife and his family. That is like proper, not the one. So yeah, I would not be tagging him. I didn't tag him. There's a few people on my Instagram didn't tag him. There's a few people on my Instagram post today that have actually tagged him and his wife in it, which I find disgusting, man. Seriously, don't be doing that on my Instagram. There's no need for that. I don't rate him as a footballer. I deliberately didn't tag him for a reason. So anyway, now we've got that out of the way. Let's talk about what he did yesterday. Walks off the pitch like a snail after being substituted. By the way, this guy is Arsenal captain. He is the captain of one of the biggest clubs in Europe. Whether we're one of the best clubs in Europe is irrelevant right now. We are one of the biggest clubs in Europe, if not the world. He is the club captain of that club. I've supported this club over 30 years, and I've seen proper captains at this football club. I think it's an absolute disgrace he was the captain in the first place. I said at the time that I don't think it was a player's vote. I think it was Emery was to come out with some rubbish about it's a player's vote. Thank you, VP. I appreciate that. I will come to some comments shortly. But I think that Unai Emery already had it set in his mind that he was going to be his captain. Now, the reason I think that is if you look at it, he was made captain on umpteen games before this players' vote happened. Now, his performances since he's been at Arsenal, not just yesterday, I actually thought he played all right yesterday. I actually thought he played all right. And I've seen a lot of people on some of the fans that he played all right yesterday. I don't think I've seen anybody blame Granit Xhaka for us losing a 2-goal lead. In fact, I haven't seen a single person say it was Granit Xhaka's fault we lost a 2-goal lead. It wasn't his fault. But where I can call him out and where I'm going to call him out is, let's just talk about yesterday for now, and then I'll go back from when he's been here. Right? Yesterday, sorry if it's lagging as well. The Wi-Fi has not been great today for some reason, so I do apologise for that, so please bear with it. But yesterday, you're the club captain, your numbers come up. I was as shocked as anybody doing the live stream with Chig. I was as shocked as anybody that his number came up, but good of the team. Tactical reason. He was bringing on a more attacking player in Xhaka, and is a young kid trying to make his way in the Arsenal team, trying to forge a career at the top level in the world, has literally just decided to go, I'm going to walk off as slow as I possibly can. Now, that got the fans riled up. I know there was fans jeering him. I know there was fans clapping the substitution. I get all of that. I genuinely do, right? But at the same time, you are Arsenal captain. You are playing for the badge. You have been substituted. I'll give you another example. Lacazette last season was substituted for Aaron Ramsey at one point, I think it was. I think it was against Chelsea. I'm pretty sure it was Chelsea. Lacazette's face told the whole story. He was literally 10 foot in front of me. His face told the whole story. He was pissed that he got substituted. And the fans were jeering it. The fans were booing it. He put his head down. He was gutted. And then he thought, you know what? And he sprinted off that pitch. We were winning that game. I'm sure it was Chelsea. We were winning that game. We were comfortable. He was giving it all that. Come on, get the fans up. Come on, he was clapping them. Get everyone up. That is a team player. That is a captain, right? Now, Granit Xhaka yesterday, what he done for me is an absolute disgrace. If he can come back from that, then sorry, then I will be Emery out. Yeah, because Emery has to have some big teammates for all the fans that have paid hard-earned money to go and watch that game yesterday. He trudged off the pitch, showed no sign of anything in terms of captain material to Bukayo Saka. Saka must have been standing there thinking, right, this is the captain of the club. And he's walking off the pitch. He then throws the armband on the floor, takes the armband off, here you go, throws it on the floor. He then gives it the big one to the fans with the ear, cupping his ear, and then takes his shirt off in an aggressive manner and walks straight down the tunnel. Sorry, I don't want to see you play for my club again. Not in a million years do I want to see that geezer in any starting 11 at all for Arsenal Football Club. I don't care if he rots now. Sell him in January for £5, 10 quid, 100 quid, whatever it may be. The geezer is an absolute disgrace. Right now, on top of that, like I said at the very start of the stream, the abuse he's been getting is over the top. People tagging him in stuff and tagging his wife and abusing his kids and stuff. That's just disgusting, man. You've got to evaluate your life if you're doing stuff like that. Yeah, and that's been going on for a long time. That's not just this season. That was last season as well. I'd never do that. I didn't tag him today, like I said. People on my in my comments are tagging him and his wife. And it's like, why would you do that? Like, genuinely, why would you do that? You don't rate the footballer. What's his wife got to do with it? Yeah, what's his kid got to do with it? You know, somebody put, I can't remember who it was, somebody put, yeah, I think you need to have a long, hard chat with your husband or something and tag his wife in it. Like, come on, man, seriously, why are you doing this? Mate, spam my chat again, you're getting blocked. Yeah, seriously, there's no need to spam the chat, bruv. I told you I'll come to comments in a minute, so there's no need to spam the chat. Now, let's go back further than just yesterday, right? Now, further than just yesterday, since he's been at Arsenal, I think he's been bang average. I think that he has not lived up to a £30 million footballer, £35 million footballer. Yeah, he hasn't lived up to that hype. Not one single little bit. And for me, he's too slow for the Premier League. I've said this time and time again. He is the guy that that is the transition from defence to attack. Yeah, this is the guy that's supposed to be the in midfield, the lynch in midfield that can go, right, we're going to spin a defence into an attack. Now, a lot of people seem to think that he can be that guy. I genuinely don't see it. I just don't get it. I do not see what he brings to the table. Now, when you look at Guendouzi, a lot of people that like Granit Xhaka and rate Granit Xhaka don't like Guendouzi. And the reason they don't like Guendouzi is because Guendouzi is putting in the performances that they think Granit Xhaka, and that's the level they think Granit Xhaka's at, right? Now, whether you like Guendouzi or not, that guy's been our best midfielder this season by a country mile. He's been absolutely superb. There was an instance in the game yesterday where he's down near our left-back position. He gets the ball. He's got two men in front of him. And he pinged a 60-yard diagonal straight to Aubameyang, walking straight through. Bruv, I told you, you're now going on timeout. Seriously, what is the matter with you people? Right? He pinged a 60-yard diagonal straight down the pitch, and Aubameyang cocked it up. That is what Granit Xhaka fans think Granit Xhaka does week in, week out. The reality is, the fact of reality is, Granit Xhaka hasn't done that for a very long time. And he'll do it once every, I don't know, maybe 5 games. He might score the odd Xhaka boom once every 5 games. Other than that, what does that guy actually do for this football club? What does he actually bring to the table? He can't defend. He don't sniff danger. Yesterday for the second goal, I've seen people blame him for the second goal. It weren't his fault for the second goal. I think he could have done better stopping the cross. He didn't even dangle a leg. But where was Callum Chambers? Because that was his position. I think that he was fully standing there on the penalty spot, ball watching. So what's that all about? I just think that the hype of this guy by his adoring fan base which is kind of embarrassing that he's got a fan base, because I just don't get it. I think that I think it's a little bit over the top, and I think that the quicker we get rid of this geezer, the better. Genuinely, the quicker we get rid of him, the better we become as a football club. But now, we now move on to Unai Emery, because that is the guy that has made him captain. That has picked him week in, week out. That is the guy that has given him the armband and said, "You're my go-to guy. You are my eyes and ears on the pitch. You are the guy I trust to be the captain of this football club." Why? Why? What has he done in 3 seasons to warrant a captain's armband for Arsenal Football Club? What has he actually done? What's he done? All he's done is be rash. All he's done is give away free kicks and penalties. We all remember Brighton at home last season. The geezer was a liability, gave a penalty away and walked off like it was nothing. That cost us Champions League. I've seen people saying, "Oh yeah, the Palace game last season cost us Champions League." No, it didn't. That Brighton game cost us Champions League. That was the game that cost us it. I'm going to read these out very quickly because you guys have donated into it, so before they disappear. Personally, I don't rate Xhaka, but to slag off his wife and newborn child, what is going on with this fan base? I swear this fan base is toxic. Thank you, Demetrius, for your donation. Mate, this fan base, I've said it a million times before, is the muggiest, most deluded, most snowflake, most hypocritical fan base of any fan base in the world. Like I said, I do apologise if the stream's lagging. It keeps coming up saying connections poor mind as well. So I don't know why, but it's been poor all day. But let's not forget here as well, this is the same fan base that was sitting there yesterday, right, booing a player off the pitch, yeah? And this is where I'm going to, whether I liked him or not, I wouldn't boo him off, right? But I can see why fans are so upset by it. I can see why fans are trying to get their point of view across, because the only way a fan can get their opinion across is on match day and vent their anger or aggression towards the manager, and the only way you can do that is by booing or jeering or something like that, right? So I think all the fans yesterday that did make that point, and he obviously came out in the press conference and said it wasn't acceptable in Emery. Yeah. Same time, how many of them fans that booed Granit Xhaka yesterday or gave him stick as he walked off the pitch? How many of them sat there singing Mesut Ozil's name? We've got Ozil, Mesut Ozil. Let's not forget, this guy is one of the 5 captains. And I'll be honest with you, yeah. I look at it. Right, let me give you this, right? Yesterday, I've seen people like the Mesut Ozil thing. Why are people singing his name? Do people genuinely think that he is going to come into the team and give you a better performance than Guendouzi? He might have done better than Ceballos yesterday because he was trash yesterday. Xhaka did all right yesterday. Going to come back into the team where the captain's armband and put in a better captain that went off giving it that yesterday. Seriously, deluded. That's my opinion on it. Deluded. I think that so many of them out for a long, long time. They want this manager to fail, right? But there's also a hell of. They desperately want us to lose games. They want Mesut Ozil in the team. They desperately want him in as captain because he was the Messiah's go-to guy. He was his record signing at one point. So a lot of our fans would rather we lose football matches and Mesut Ozil start the game because we lack creativity. Well, let me tell you this, right? Yesterday, we didn't lack no creativity. I've seen people saying, "Oh, but what did we create?" We scored 2 goals. Regardless, there's still 2 goals. Did anyone cry about the set pieces Pepe scored the other night? Oh, we didn't. We scored 2 goals from Pepe off the bench. We scored 2 goals. Yeah? It's not all about just putting a chance on a plate. It's all about putting the ball in the back of the net, right? And I think... Thank you, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, 2 Brazilian legends. Appreciate your kind comment, babes. But listen, I think yesterday, if you look at the chances we did actually create, we've scored 2 goals off a corner, right? There are 2 chances created. Lacazette's chest one down, takes it on his chest, spins. He just didn't get enough on it, right? So there's the 3rd chance. Aubameyang from Guendouzi's 6-yard diagonal is clean through one-on-one against Cahill, I think it is. One-on-one with Cahill, yeah? And he didn't do nothing. Yeah, now, that's 4 chances I've named straight away. Their goalkeeper made an unbelievable save in the second half that we should have scored. We had a third goal disallowed. So there's now 6 chances we've created. Yeah, it's not great, but there's 6 that I could just reel off just like that. There was another one in the first half that Pepe put wide. He should have probably hit the target with. There's now 7 chances we've created. Yeah, 7 chances we've created. We've scored 3 of them, and we probably should have scored maybe 2 more of them. Right? So people can go on about chances created and all this crap, right? At the end of the day, it's about putting the ball in the back of the net. It's not about chances created stats to make your favourite footballer look good, right? Now, when you look at Ozil as a captain and Granit Xhaka as a captain, let's be real here. They are not captains. And the quicker people get this out of their head, that they're a captain and we're missing something by not playing Ozil or Granit Xhaka. Oh, like I heard Jose Mourinho say the other day, Granit Xhaka's one of the focal points of the team, and when he don't play, we're crap. Listen, I like Jose Mourinho. I think he's a good manager. I'd take him now. But Granit Xhaka, do you seriously think he'd keep him in the team? Of course he ain't going to keep him in the team. Of course he ain't. Because they're not good enough. These players are not good enough for Arsenal Football Club anymore. I don't think Granit Xhaka ever was. Mesut Ozil, I do believe was. I think he was good at some points in his Arsenal career. But at the same time, Peter says he brings more than just created chances. What does he bring, bruv? Tell me. Tell me. You're carrying too much hate. What did Ozil do? If you're going to mug me off, at least learn to spell properly, bruv. Come on. I'm not disgraceful. It's called an opinion, mate. Yeah, and Mesut Ozil hasn't done anything to me personally. But his army of adoring fans that won't have a word bad said against him and sing his name all around the stadium yesterday when we were playing Crystal Palace. Yeah, that is the reason I want him gone. Yeah, the quicker. Yeah, I do hate Ozil. I hate Ozil. Yeah, Sam. I hate what he has brought to this football club. Yeah, I don't hate him as a person because I don't know him, but I hate him in my club. Yeah, I do. Yeah, the McManus knows he's a real one. He's seen life before these players. I'll tell you what Ozil brings. Fuck all. There we go. Summed up in one sentence. Yeah, I get why people like Ozil. I do get it. But they're talking about 2015 and 16. We're nearly in 2020. Yeah, Granit Xhaka was never good enough for this football club. I don't know why we wasted so much money on him. I don't get it. As for Mesut Ozil, yeah, sorry, I don't believe the hype. I've never believed the hype. Yes, he's been good in fits and bursts, but it's gone from he should be starting games for Arsenal to he should be at least in the squad. What, has he gone to a squad player now? So that's what he's bringing to the club now. He's now just a squad player because we're paying him so much money. Listen, at the end of the day, the club do not want Mesut Ozil there. The man who gave that guy the contract is no longer at this football club, and it was a scandalous decision back in the day when he gave it to him, right? So the new people that are in charge have realised that very quickly and are trying to freeze him out. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can either come out publicly and say we want rid of him, which the club are not going to do because we have got some level of class. My name's not Liam, unless you're talking to someone else. But yeah, you can sit there and publicly out him, which I don't think the club will do. The other way you can do it is go, do you know what? We're just going to freeze you out the team, mate, until you get had enough and you go. You know, or we can get a buyer for you. Nobody's going to buy him. Let's be real. The only way he's going is if we let him go for next to nothing or pay half of his wages to go on loan. Right? Now, at the end of the day, the way I see it is we are a better team without Mesut Ozil. Fact. I don't care what stats and pie charts you throw at me. Yeah? As Kenny Ken says, it's all mathematics. At the end of the day, the geezer's not good enough for Arsenal Football Club anymore. He might have been, he ain't anymore. Granit Xhaka was never good enough for Arsenal Football Club and is taking 100 grand a week out of the football club. Them 2 players combined are not good enough. And there's 450 grand a week going in their pockets. So that 450 grand, nobody can sit here and tell me that we can't go out there and find 2 players of better quality for now, not ones for the future, not ones for living in the past about how good Ozil was once upon a time in 2013. I'm talking about now. You can't tell me off 450 grand a week, Arsenal Football Club cannot go out there and find 2 players of better quality that can affect the team more right now. Nobody can tell me that because you'd be blagging. Come on, man. You'd be blagging. But yeah, there we go. let's move forward and read some of your comments out. I've been rambling for 20 minutes. 589 people watching live. I do apologise about the laggy stream. Listen, there's nothing I could do about the dodgy Wi-Fi today. I don't know why it's lagging. It's been fine all week. It has been fine all week. So yeah, breaks my heart that Kante was available and we got Xhaka. Well, there you go. In fact, Kante was cheaper. Lee, talk about Emery and Xhaka and Ozil. Still has quality. You just can't. You can see it at Watford. What, one pass, which was a 10-yard straight pass through two players. Come on, man. If you're talking about that one pass from Mesut Ozil against Watford, and listen, I actually think he played all right against Watford, right? But that one pass that he done to Maitland-Niles was between a left back and a centre back. It was a 10-yard straight pass, mate. Yeah, right. It was a 10-yard straight pass. I'm sorry, if you look at Guendouzi, some of the passes he's done this season, why don't people knock one out as much for him as they have done for that one pass against Watford? Yeah, Guendouzi's pass to Aubameyang against Tottenham, unbelievable. Guendouzi's pass yesterday to Aubameyang to set him clean through, unbelievable. Guendouzi driving forward to win a penalty against Aston Villa, unbelievable. Guendouzi driving forward to win the free kick for Pepe to score the other night against Vitoria, unbelievable. Where is this level for Guendouzi? Why is nobody talking about Guendouzi? Why is nobody saying that? One pass against Watford and we're supposed to be going, oh yeah, bring him back into the team. Come on, man. Shamak and Bentner were better than Xhaka and Ozil, says Pramod. Evening to you, bruv. I hope you're good. I'm not sure I'd go that far, but Shamak, I'm still sure, holds a record in the Champions League of scoring 6 or 7 straight Champions League games. So yeah, Bentner obviously scored goals as well, but I wouldn't say that. Listen, Ozil was good once upon a time. That once upon a time was a long, long time ago. Count Skula, evening to you. Thanks for your donation, my friend Lee. Who could we possibly get in January if, say, Ozil is sold? Well, Ozil won't be sold because nobody will buy him and nobody will spend the money on him. So the only way we get rid of him is either let him run his contract down and keep doing what we're doing with him in terms of not playing him, or we go and loan him out and subsidise the wage. Which for me, that's what I'd do. Just go and pay half of his money or 3/4 of his money and let him go and play somewhere else. Because then that way, all the people that love him more than they love the football club will probably piss off with him. And all the people that support Arsenal Football Club and not Mesut Ozil Football Club will actually back the team. Yeah? There we go. JBO, thank you for that. Ozil's playing Fortnite on your Wi-Fi. He's obviously got laggy Wi-Fi then, bruv. Let's read some more of these out. Thank you to everyone in the chat. There's over 630 people watching. Don't forget, subscribe if you're new. Road to 30k. About 400 away from that now. That's pretty mad. It's gone up loads since yesterday as well. So thank you to everyone who joined. I do appreciate that. Evening, Ilias. Does Emery need to bring Torreira back into the starting 11 in place of Granit Xhaka? I would do that. I'd put either him or Willock in that starting 11 over Granit Xhaka, and I'd play Guendouzi. Listen, Guendouzi's been superb this season. Yeah, I think he's been absolutely fantastic. South London's finest, evening to you. I do think we need a CAM, but Ozil is not the answer. I agree. Maybe Kai Havertz could be the answer. People are saying Ozil is on Bergkamp level. What a joke, says Ashcat. All right, listen, bruv, yeah, these people are mad. They never see Bergkamp live, bruv. Make a move for Maddison, his quality. Says McManus, he's a very good player. His free kick the other night was sick as well. He says, I like you, Lee, but you're the type of person who would take David Silva in a heartbeat at Arsenal, but you would say Ozil does fuck all, even though both would be ineffective in this team. I wouldn't take David Silva in this team at all, bro. De Bruyne in a heartbeat, that's a proper player. David Silva has gone from being up here in terms of on the pitch to being down here and playing as a deep line playmaker now, because Pep Guardiola has seen the vision and realised he can't cut it at number 10 anymore. But David Silva was a very good player. Mesut Ozil, again, was a very good player. Both of them have regressed so badly, it's unreal. I still think David Silva turns up a lot more than Mesut Ozil, but he ain't the player he was 3 years ago. Kevin De Bruyne, on the other hand, for me, is the best midfielder in the world. I'd take him in an absolute heartbeat. That is a proper midfielder. Big up yourself, please, Lee. Players come and go, but Arsenal is forever, says Seb. Big up yourself, Seb. Exactly. People need to remember that, mate. Xhaka is, what, 5 goals in 150 games? That's some prolific midfielder. Well, listen, the position he plays ain't going to be a goal-scoring midfielder. But yeah, I do get what you're saying. It's 1 every 30, which ain't really great, is it? I think Gilberto Silva probably had a better record. What's Edu doing? Supposed to implement a playing style and coordinate the coaches, among other things, says Martin. Well, listen, this is going to be a big couple of months for Unai Emery up till January, because I can see him getting sacked. I genuinely can. Like I've said, this fan base, it's like, for example, Olivier Giroud. Oh, he's only on loan at Chelsea. He's only on loan. As soon as he starts holding up the Europa League trophy, going, thanks, Arsenal, shaking it about, all of a sudden they've woke up and gone, Giroud's a prick. Yeah? We were telling you that for years. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, singing his name when he came on at the Emirates last season. I was at that game. Lacazette got booed. Well, the manager got booed for taking Lacazette off. And then 2 minutes later, Giroud comes on and everyone's singing his song. He plays for Chelsea. Like, what are you on? Seriously, muggiest fans, man. And do you know what, right? I kind of sit here sometimes going, do you know what? Them kind of fans that want to sit there knocking one out over Giroud, I want to sit there singing the Mesut Ozil song. Listen, you've paid your money. You can do what you want. Yeah? But you know what? Don't come crying when it all comes crashing down, yeah? That's how I see it. Yeah? Because I want better than Olivier Giroud. I want better than Granit Xhaka. I want better than Mesut Ozil. Yeah? These people seem to think that that's the be-all. And listen, Mesut Ozil's 31 years old. When do you think this guy is going to carry on till? He's got, what, 18 months left on a contract? What are you going to do when he leaves? Are you going with him? What are you going to do? When he leaves, what are you going to do? Yeah, because he ain't going to get many games between now and then. So what, you're just going to sit there crying about it every week? Or like, when he leaves, are you going with him? I don't know. Troops was not a happy chappy last night. I see his rant. I can't even lie right now. He was mad. I've never seen him that mad. And I've known him a long time, yeah? I have never seen him that mad. But you know what? He made some very good points in that fan cam that he done with Robbie, yeah? He made a lot of good points. We would die to be on that pitch for 1 minute. It's a privilege to play for Arsenal Football Club, yeah? These players take it for granted. These players walk around like their shit don't stink, yeah? And it ain't acceptable. I know they get dogs abuse. I know they get threats. I know they get death threat. And all that is bollocks, yeah? Sorry, that is bullshit. But at the same time, I've had all of that as well. I get people every day telling me I'm an alcoholic. I have people every day telling me I'm a nonce. Every day, you're a kiddie fiddler. Every day, you need to get a proper job. Yeah? Every day, if I see you at a game, I'm going to smash your face in. It's part and parcel of putting yourself out there. He's a footballer, right? He's idolised by people. He's hated by people. I come on here on a lower scale, granted. I put my thoughts and opinions out there. Some people get so salty and so upset by my opinions that they go and cry about it or have to abuse me. Do I go to bed every night getting upset about it? No. Do I fuck? Yeah, I might give the odd person a little spray online and all that and a little read out their comment and mug them off, yeah? Guess what? I wouldn't be walking off the pitch as Arsenal captain throwing the armband on the floor, no matter how bad the abuse was, yeah? I've had dogs abuse for years and years and years since the Wenger out thing, yeah? I've had people try it on at games, try kicking off on me at games and stuff like that. Yeah, I've had people every single day tell me they're going to slap me if they see me. Listen, you knew where I was every single week for years, mate. Yeah, you ain't come and done nothing, right? So I do get how he could potentially snap. But at the same time, you've got to accept that you're in a position on that football team, excuse me, in that football team that is the biggest honour at that club. You are the club captain. There is a lot of people that support Arsenal Football Club, millions. You're in charge of that. You're in charge of them performances on the pitch. Yeah, not necessarily just you, but you are the leader of them men. Yeah, you are the guy that's supposed to motivate. You're the guy that's going to be the linchpin in midfield. You're the guy that's the speaker between the manager and the players. And you walk off throwing your fucking shirt on the floor. You throw the armband on the floor. You tell the fans to piss off. And you storm down the tunnel. Nah, sorry. I don't care what abuse you've got. That is fucking disgusting. I just don't even care. Yeah, that's just wrong what he done yesterday, and I don't want to see him in an Arsenal shirt ever again. Evening, Drogbinio. Thanks for your kind donation, my friend. I'm sorry, we can all blame the fans, but we have come in for a very long. This has been coming for a very long time since Xhaka was named captain. Listen, I've said it at the start of the stream, the middle of the stream. Fans go to a game, they pay their money, they can say what they want within the law. Yeah, if you're breaking the law, then you're a mug. If you're doing that, whatever, right? But at the same time, you've got to look at it from some different angles and outside the box sometimes, right? Listen, the guy has had so much abuse, right? He has. Last season, death threats, right? I know what that's like. I get it all the time when I was on Twitter and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll just sit there and laugh at it because you ain't going to fucking kill me, bruv. You wouldn't have told me if you were going to do it. You just turn up and do it, right? So I understand that that could play a negative thing in his head and he could be upset and he might not be as thick-skinned as other people and stuff like that. But at the same time, you have been substituted. Tough shit. Get on with it. Lacazette, all day long. He don't like being substituted. He was subbed so many games in a row last season and he kept putting his head down and like shrugging his shoulders. But in the end, he'd sprint off the pitch. He'd go and G up the guy coming on and it was happy days. And he'd throw his fucking gloves down or his boots or whatever, his shin pads, and he'd sit on the bench and vent his anger once he's off the pitch, yeah? Walking off the pitch around the armband is a fucking disrespect. Telling the fans to piss off is a disrespect. And throwing your shirt on the floor is a disrespect. I don't care what abuse you've got. That is fucking disgusting what you've done yesterday. Lee, you don't understand football, says Robert Hall. No, definitely don't understand it, Robert. Watched it 30 odd years. I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, bruv. Xhaka walked off like we owe him, saying, says Omar. Evening to you, Omar. If the club keep treating fans like dogs, then don't be surprised when they bite. Oh, that's a fair comment, John Hibbert. Fair comment. Do you know what? You have just brought up an absolutely fantastic comment there. See Marjan on the beat. Yeah. Black players don't lose their head even when racism stops. Yeah. So let me tell you this, right? I was at the game. I've said this many, many times. Man City, the week after the cup final, we lost to Man City in the cup final, League Cup. We played them on the Thursday. It was freezing cold. The stadium was dead. Alex Iwobi, I heard him get subjected to the most violent, disgusting racial abuse from people behind me in the North Bank Lower, right? Did Alex Iwobi start losing his rag? Did Alex Iwobi start fucking throwing a tantrum? No, he heard the guy. He heard both the guys that said it, in fact. He stared straight at them. Yeah? I felt sorry for that guy that day. Felt sorry for him. Did he lose his rag? Did he kick off? Did he start having a fucking tantrum? No. Granit Xhaka did because he was substituted and he had a little bit of abuse. Fucking grow up, mate. Seriously. Let's read some more of these out. I'm going to get out of here. I've been going on 5 minutes longer than I normally do, so... Do you really think Unai is a good coach? Be honest, says Sydney Alley. I do think he's a good coach. I don't think he's the coach to get us to win a title, though. So, yeah, I think I've said this a couple of times over the weekend. I think that you've got Mourinho's, the Peps, all them managers that are up here. And then Emery is in the next bracket down. I don't think he's great. I think he's good. I just think that some of the stuff he's done this season has been a bit off key. But let's have it right here, yeah? When we played Liverpool, Van Dijk pulled Pepe's shirt nearly off of his back. No penalty. VAR didn't get involved. They go up the other end. Exactly the same scenario. VAR gets involved and gives them a penalty. What's that all about? Then we play Watford. Delafeu gets a penalty. The ball was outside the penalty box, if I remember rightly. There was a hoo-ha about it weren't inside the box. Yeah, he was clipped outside the box, but rolled into the box. So there's another decision gone against us. And I'm not sitting here trying to make out that it's all the referees and the officials against us and all that. I'm just giving you an outside of the box view, yeah? Against Sheffield United on Monday, Socrates has his shirt ripped off of his back nearly. Why didn't VAR get involved? Tell me that. Why didn't they get involved? We would have been 1-0 up if Aubameyang scores. Completely different game. They would not be sitting with their low block, yeah, deep block, sitting on the counter attack. They would have had to have totally changed their game plan, Sheffield United, and we could have hit them on the break. So there's another decision. Yesterday, I've still seen that penalty enough times, and I'm still not convinced it's a penalty. In fact, I think the referee booked Zaha for diving, didn't he? Or went to book him for diving, something like that. And I personally do think he dived. I'm not convinced it's a penalty. But you could say, okay, cool, it's a penalty, whatever. They then come back into it. How they've disallowed that third goal is an absolute disgrace. So there's 4 or 5 decisions just in 4 games that I've pointed out there that have gone against us. So potentially we could have had more points. You know, if you think that we go 1-0 up against Sheffield United, you'd like to think that we'd probably win the game or at least get a draw. So let's say we got a draw. There's 1 point. We had a goal disallowed yesterday that would have been the winning goal. There's another 2. So there's 3 points we'd have more. Against Watford, you'd like to think that if that wasn't given as a penalty, we would have won the game. Yeah, we would have won the game. So all I'm saying is we could have potentially had 5, 6, 7 points more this season if VAR actually did the job properly. That's not an excuse to sit here and say, well, you know, it's not Emery's fault. Of course it's Emery's fault at times. He's been poor this season. But at the same time, to jump on his case because we gave up a 2-goal lead against Palace, well, sorry, we should have won the game and we were robbed of winning the game by VAR. You know, yes, we were shit on Monday, but we should have been 1-0 up from Pepe, but we also should have had a penalty. And it wasn't even looked at. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, and then other decisions, like the Southampton game against Leicester. That game, I think it was Chilwell scored. They then went back and sent Bertrand off. So if you can go and do that, yeah, what about the foul on Pepe yesterday for their 2nd goal? Because it was a foul. Why didn't VAR get involved in that? So there's another decision. Pepe was fouled in the lead up to their goal, their 2nd goal. Yeah, it's a blatant foul. So why didn't VAR go and check that yesterday? I don't know. Mohammed Sacco, thank you for your kind donation, my friend. I genuinely appreciate that. Hope you're having a wicked Monday, bruv. Thank you very much. I'm going to do a couple more minutes. I'm getting myself out of it. Georgie says he loves VAR. But you're probably loving life right now as a Leicester fan. Mike Riley has hated Arsenal for years, probably told VAR to disallow our 3rd goal. Somebody actually messaged me earlier and said that there's some sort of investigation or something about somebody had put a bet on that Arsenal wouldn't win or something. And he was one of the officials. I don't know. I don't know whether he was on a wind-up or not. I haven't seen whether he replied back yet because I was down by the pool. But I'm with you, Lee. Chambers' leg was almost out a second before Zaha run at him. Exactly. This is the thing, right? He put his legs out. Zaha's seen his leg out and gone, I'm going straight over that. By which time, Chambers has clocked what he's about to do and just stopped and pulled back a slight bit. Yeah? Chambers did not initiate the contact. Zaha run into him. Yeah? Zaha could have jumped round that or jumped over that. Yeah? Chambers did not wipe him out. That was not a penalty. Yeah? That was not a penalty. We won 49 consecutive games. Where's that comment gone? Consecutive games in which we went 2-0 up in until this season. Wow, there you go. Stats from Ilias coming like Stato right now. Xhaka's behaviour towards the Arsenal fans was totally out of order, says Wilson. Evening to you, Wilson. Hope you're good, mate. Michael says, I've always maintained VAR is a disaster. Arsenal has been the worst victim. Listen, VAR is going to kill football. I said it when it was first brought in. It's an absolute disgrace. It's taking the opinion of somebody who's not even at the game, that sat in a studio or a lorry or a trailer or whatever it is they're sat in. It's an opinion. If you're going to do that, and I understand they obviously want to bring VAR in, why can't that referee go and watch it himself on a monitor? Why is that not a thing in the Premier League? Because it's a thing in the Champions League and Europa League. Yeah, they can go and actually watch it on a monitor and say... And the thing is, I knew, soon as they pulled that, after he went to book him for diving, soon as VAR got involved, I knew they were going to give a penalty. And I've seen it maybe 200 times since yesterday. It's still debatable if it's a penalty. Yeah, for me, that weren't a penalty. I can see why it was given or should have been given the first time. I could see 100% if the referee, Martin Atkinson, had gave that, I would have gone, well, yeah, it looks like a penalty. When you watch the replays, it's inconclusive. So now you have taken the opinion of the referee who said no penalty, you've dived, to some guy who's watching the game miles away going, actually, I think that is a penalty. That ain't good enough. We're talking about fractions here, tiny little fractions on winning and losing, yeah? Right? Then they disallow a goal. Why did they disallow our goal yesterday? Does anybody know why that was disallowed? Yeah? No, wait a minute, please. I'll be 2 minutes. Yeah, why does that get disallowed? Can anybody come up with a genuine reason as to why that goal was disallowed yesterday? Because if anything, Callum Chambers should have had a penalty if it weren't given, right? but they wouldn't have disallowed the goal to give a penalty. So the goal should have stood. Chambers was pushed. You fully see the guy push Chambers. Both hands he pushed him. Yeah? That's a penalty on its own. We then continued on and we scored. How is it disallowed? You know, the Delafeu free kick that was given as a penalty. The Socrates shirt pull. It's a penalty. You know, we're talking like 4, 5, 6 decisions. Pepe fouled for their second goal yesterday. 4, 5, 6, 7 decisions that have gone against us this season that you could say, do you know what, on another day, they would have all gone for us and we'd be sat probably second. Yeah? Or maybe joint second with Leicester, whatever. We should have 5, 6, 7 points more this season. VAR has fully tried to stitch us this season. And it's no coincidence that when you've got people like Mike Riley, who's one of the biggest fraudulent bastards in football, we know this from the game at Old Trafford where the Neville brothers took liberties that day. Yeah, the geezer fucking hates Arsenal with a passion. He should not be in charge of anything to do with referees. So there we go. Anyway, I can breathe now. 43 minutes. Listen, 700 people watching live. That is madness. Thank you very much. I will be back at 9 o'clock. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Do subscribe if you're new. Road to 30k. Do drive the likes up. 190 of you have done that so far. So do smash the likes. That does help get other people to watch the channel, which helps build the channel, etc., etc. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Sorry if I couldn't read all your comments. There was hundreds. And thank you to everyone with the kind donations as well. I do genuinely appreciate that as always. So I will be back at 9 o'clock. Until then, laters, peeps.